It's exceptionally windy today. I hate the wind so much. Hello everyone, it is Samantha and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. I'm here today to do a tag video. I seriously think it has been at least a year since I have done a tag video. And I thought it was time that I did one. And then I saw that there is one called an Unpopular Opinions tag and it looked like fun. So here I am to do this. I've also not prepped for these questions at all, so we'll see what answers I come up with. So this tag was actually created 100 years ago, basically, by the book Archer, who I'll link down below, so be sure to check out her video. And apparently, because I'm always behind the times, I'm just now doing it 3 years later. Better late than never. Almost exactly 3 years later, by the way, because I'm looking at her video and it was uploaded April 10th and I'm filming this on April 14th. So way to go, Sam. So without further ado, let's just dive into these questions. So question number 1 is a popular book or series that you did not like. There are a lot. Which makes me feel like an asshole, but I don't even care. So I'm going to name a couple of them. Number 1 is the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. This one is extremely popular and I cannot stand it. I thought it was the most boring book fantasy series that I have read in quite a long time. I really tried to like it. I really put in a big effort to enjoy it and I read the whole first trilogy. But I thought it was boring the entire time I was reading it. I did enjoy the magic system. I thought the magic system was very inventive. I thought a couple of the twists were very inventive. But other than that, I was so bored by it. I just did not like any of the characters. I thought the dialogue was very boring and one-dimensional, and I just was not a fan. The other series I do not like is Illumini Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, I think it is. I read the book 1 for the BookTube SFF Awards a year before last, and I thought it was so boring and the characters were so annoying. And the one main character, the guy, I can't even remember his name, he kept saying chum, and every single time he said it, because he said it one too many times, I wanted to just like fly into the book and slap him because it was getting old. He needed to find a new catchphrase because chum was not doing it for him. I just found it to be kind of boring. I mean, the way it was told was kind of creative, I'll give them that, but I don't know, it wasn't as exciting as I was expecting it to be, I guess. And then the one final book I want to mention that was extremely popular, particularly in the science fiction circles, that I didn't like was Born by Jeff Vandermeer. And this was a recent read. I read this one last month and I hated it so much. Like, I enjoyed the character of Born, but there wasn't enough Born. It was mainly told from the girl's perspective. I don't even remember her name. That's how much I love this book. But I just got really annoyed with it. It was kind of boring. It wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. And so I just kind of ended up skimming the last 100 pages and have no regrets whatsoever. Number 2 is a popular book or series that everybody seems to hate, but you love. And for me, that one's probably going to be The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini, which includes Eragon. For some reason, this is like a very polarizing series that most of the people I know that read fantasy hate it, and I really enjoy it. And I don't know if it's because I first read Eragon when it came out way back when, and I followed the series as he wrote each book, but I personally enjoyed it. Yeah, it's not the most original story, and yes, it's very clear that he drew inspiration from, you know, Tolkien, but I really enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. I'm actually due for a reread. So yes, this is one that I definitely enjoy, but no one else seems to. And they're just clearly missing out because clearly I'm right. Number 3 is a love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you didn't want them to, or your least favorite OTP, which is One True Pairing. And I'm trying to think, because usually as soon as I read a book with a love triangle, I'm instantly kind of turned off from it. And I'm trying to think, now that I think about it, I don't actually read too many books with love triangles. I feel like those are primarily found in YA, which why? I don't get that. Is that like a thing with young adults? Do they end up in love triangles all the time? Because nobody I know ever was. So I guess I'm gonna go with an OTP I don't like. And I'm actually gonna go with, you know, Ron and Hermione. Everybody seems to be all for that pairing, but to be perfectly honest, I don't feel like Ron deserved Hermione, or really vice versa, because this is another probably unpopular opinion, but I'm not a big Hermione fan. And if I had to choose anybody, I would say Harry and Hermione would have been good together, or even Victor Crumb and Hermione, but just not Ron and Hermione. I've just never felt it. Even when I first read the final Harry Potter book, I was like, no, I don't feel this at all. Number 4 is a popular book genre that you hardly ever reach for. For me, that is going to be contemporary YA fiction. I do not much care for contemporary books in general. If you have been a longtime follower of my channel, this should come as no surprise because I'm a longtime fantasy and occasional science fiction reader as well as a classic lover. So I find myself not gravitating towards contemporary reads, and whenever I do, I don't tend to enjoy them that much. So this is one in particular that I hardly ever reach for, and not necessarily just YA, but also adult. It's not my thing, yo. Number 5 is a popular or beloved character that you do not like. I'm actually gonna go with Hermione for this one. Everybody seems to love Hermione, but I never really, she was just never my favorite character. When I first read the Harry Potter books, and even upon subsequent rereads, she's never been my favorite character. Yes, she's very strong, and she has her convictions that she fights for, which I admire, but as a character, just never been a fan. Like, she can be a little snotty. Okay, let's be real here. Like, she can definitely be a little bit snotty. And I don't know. I don't know what it is about her character, but even as a kid, I never much enjoyed reading the Hermione scenes. Harry was always my favorite character. Even I hate it when people get mad at him in book 5 because, I'm sorry, the kid has been traumatized multiple times and clearly working through some things, but y'all are gonna treat him like he's being a jerk. Like, real supportive, guys. I keep looking at my bookshelves for inspiration for these questions, and then I'm remembering, oh yeah, most of these are things that I don't like, so I wouldn't have kept those books. Number 6 is a popular author that you just can't seem to get into. There's a few of these, probably. My number 1, though, is probably going to be Sarah J. Maas. I've read several of her books, and she's a terrible writer. I'm sorry. I am, like, unapologetic about that. She just definitely lacks in talent for me. I just do not enjoy her writing. A lot of her books have a very solid premise. Like, the idea behind her stories is solid and it's like great and original, but her execution is what kills it for me every single time I read one of her books. Like, I just, no. Number 7 is a popular book trope that you are just tired of, and for me, that's gonna have to be the fact that every single time there is the main protagonist is female, they always immediately have her fall in love. Why? You know how many fantasy books I have read where the main character is male and he doesn't ever fall in love, or he falls in love towards the end of the series? But whenever I read one, particularly in YA, the main character, if she's a girl, like, falls in love within the first 100 pages. You, like, enter left the main guy that she is just gonna find the hots for, and I get really, really tired of it. I feel like it's getting rarer and rarer for these fantasy books where the main character doesn't, like, if she's a girl, doesn't instantly fall in love, and it's just a little annoying after a while. A good example of a book that doesn't do this is The Bear and the Nightingale, the Winter Night series by Catherine Arden. She hasn't fallen in love once. Well, she kind of falls in love with one character, but it's not like you usually see it in other books, and she's definitely kind of just doing her own thing, which I appreciate, so thank you, Catherine Arden. Number 8 is a popular series that you have no interest in reading. There are several of these, not gonna lie. One is probably Zenith, or whatever it's called, Zenith, by Sasha Alsberg, who's a booktuber. I have no desire to read this series at all. I've seen both positive and negative reviews, and I can tell you right now, if I were to read it, it would not be, it's not for me. So I have no desire to read it, and I won't. I refuse. It's not gonna happen. Number 9 is a book or TV adaptation that you actually prefer more than the book. And there is one that sticks out in my mind, though I do like the book still, but the movie I might like just a touch better, and that is actually The Princess Bride by William Goldman. And I think in part this is because William Goldman wrote the screenplay for The Princess Bride, as you know, as well as the book. So I think it works, and I really, really like it as a movie. Like, I'll probably rewatch the movie more than I'll reread the book, so this is definitely one that just kind of sticks out in my mind. Alright guys, that is it for the Unpopular Opinions book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of the unpopular opinions I have concerning some very popular book series and authors, and hopefully you guys won't hate me too much. I do expect a minimum of 15 thumbs down on this video, so I will bet money that that's going to happen, and I'm okay with that because these are my opinions. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it and watching me kind of, like, you know, shoot the breeze about some stuff I don't like and some stuff I do like. There was that. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, happy reading. Bye!